So today's video about some details in the diet for elders, for rejuvenation. And as you know, I make this video for myself especially, so sometimes I go into details to upgrade my program to get some better results. Just recently, this video what I made on sarcopenia, for example, and how to grow muscles. Now I started to follow my own proposals, as it is to eat twice a day and consume a lot of protein, and then I see the results. Muscles are growing, and then now it's even further to the same idea. So, okay, then I talk already, as I said, I talked already how and what to eat for elderly people, and namely, in order to prevent the development of sarcopenia and to gain muscle mass in older age, it is necessary, absolutely necessary, to consume at least 2 grams of dry protein per kilo of your body weight. So it is, again, dry protein. So if you consume eggs or red meat, you have to multiply to 6, because the amount of protein is about 15–16% in red meat or in eggs. So you can calculate the amount of this protein source. Okay, then, please watch my video. It is very important. I just tell you that it is very, very important. Also, in description to this video, you will find links to this presentation, to the text with references, and also to the sound. So you can save a little bit time, and instead of watching this video, you just download the presentation, read it. It is much easier to do and saving time. Okay, then again, problem that the propaganda, all these doctors and schools teach us some nonsense about the diet. And it is, again, it is even surprising that wealthy people in the West countries sometimes don't understand the importance of protein intake. For example, Mr. Bill Gates is the richest man on the planet, but he looks like a bag of shit, pardon my French. Obviously, he lacks protein and exercise to improve his health. Let's just look at him. It is complete disaster. I don't think he will live long enough. So, I mean, because he pretends or want to think about himself like he's saving the humankind, and we have to reduce population, and we have to reduce fertility. And with his vaccine, he invested a lot of money to this vaccine as a tool to get these goals. And but I don't think that he himself is immortal. He is not immortal. So you have to, when you take this task, which are absolutely huge task, you first start from yourself. And again, the health is the base of everything. You cannot use your brain properly without good health. Okay, then. Then idea he has, it is absolutely disaster for anybody. He calls for that prohibit consumption of animal protein throughout the planet. So he wants to cancel all the animal farms. I mean, it's again the growing of cows and ruminants is much better for nature, because fertility of soil is improving. All the ecosystem works better. But if we shift to this agriculture with monocrops, it is destroying life, destroying worms, destroying other insects, very useful insects. It kills hundreds and hundreds more small animals. Then you grow one cow, and then you use milk from this cow, or you can consume meat from this cow or from ruminants. And instead, again, it is such a disaster. What is proposed is this Green New Deal or whatever, I don't know, this program. And pardon me, I am not sick, but just talking too much. And compare here with the guy who is just keeping a high amount of protein intake. He is eating 36 eggs per day, and you see the result. Absolutely fantastic shape of his body, and he is not very young. He is maybe in his early 30s, and some bodybuilders are just doing with no drugs, just keeping eating eggs, and it is very helpful. So let's go in it a little bit. So the only way to get so much protein from food in older age is to follow strict carnivore diet. Even so, meat, eggs, and fish contain too much fat. For example, in chicken eggs, lean protein accounts for only 30% of calories, and the rest is from fat. It is very good fat. It is very healthy fat, especially if it is free-range chicken. It is absolutely fantastic healthy product, eggs. And bird eggs have the highest nutrition value for muscle growth, better than whey protein, better than anything else. Because look, eggs comprise everything to grow the chicken, little chicken. From the egg. So it has everything: minerals, vitamins, fats, and also all the substances to grow, not to make it fat, to make it that's obese. I mean, to increase amount of fat in the chicken. No, you know, any farmer knows that if to increase amount of fat in animals, you have to supply them with carbohydrates, like with wheat or with grain, any kind of grain, and to give some unsaturated fatty acids, like from soybean. And again, it doesn't make you healthy. But if you again, to consume eggs, the result is this. The result is this: perfect body, great health. Okay, maybe not too much protein, because too much protein you need not only to grow muscles, but you have to clean your body. You have to ignite autophagy from time to time, especially in older age. Then this is why I recommend to eat two times with fasting time about 16 hours a day. And okay, 36 eggs may be too much. Schwarzenegger used to eat 20 eggs. Okay, whatever, maybe a dozen or egg per day will be good for you. But you can, again, it is cheap. It is cheap. Of course, again, if you don't do any physical activity, then consumption of so much eggs will lead to increase in the body weight, I mean accumulation of fat. So you have to increase the physical activity. Otherwise, you can increase consumption of offal. Offal has not so much fat normally. At least this is internal organs of animals: kidney, liver, spleen, heart. Okay, we especially need inner organs, as they contain much more vitamins and other substances which we need so much. And they are much more healthy than red and chicken meat. Even if you eat chicken breast with no fat, it is the kidney and liver are much more healthy. Now, less fat and than in red meat, but so many important substances for you. And especially, additionally, you can save on food if you include offal in your diet, as I have already described in previous video. You can watch it in English. And another way to save money and improve nutrition is to use chicken carcasses. Okay, this maybe it is local. In Thailand, you can buy any parts of chicken, like chicken wings or legs, or chicken breasts, or whatever. Yeah, and liver. You can buy a chicken liver. You can buy hearts of chicken, but carcasses, they have a lot of other organs which are connected to the carcass, to the skeleton of the chicken. So it is again a way to save money, and because it is dirty cheap, and it will improve nutrition. It will give some substitute for vitamins, and so it is again I already was making a video on it. You can check, you can click at this chicken stew video. And also I stay in Thailand, and here there are many lakes in the village where I live, and I feed both the neighbors' dogs and my dogs, so they like so much this the chicken bones. Previously I was just buying these carcasses and making stew for dogs, but then I decided, okay, why I give them the stew? I will eat some inner organs, and just for my health, because it will improve my health. And but dogs can eat bones. Okay, otherwise neighbors and my relatives only give them boiled rice, and dogs need protein too. These dogs that don't get enough protein, they lose hair, get sick, and die in agony. It is disaster. You see these poor dogs who don't have good food, they're all sick. Pardon me. No wonder that local people, Thai people who are poor, they eat the same diet, very low in protein. They are getting old very quick, and they suffer from a lot of diseases like diabetes and etc. etc. So it is again they don't understand, because it is easy to grow chicken and to get chicken eggs, and I did it myself. I was growing mushrooms, I was growing chicken for eggs, and it was best quality, much better than you can buy at market or in a supermarket, and it is really was good food for me. So everybody who saw me, they said, "Oh, you look so good." Yes, now it is this my business destroyed by my relatives, but okay, so I have to buy chicken breast or chicken these carcasses or eggs. So, but again, if I buy these carcasses, I eat in some remains of meat, and especially inner organs on the bones, and I give the rest to the dogs, and then they eat bones, and everybody happy. And but you have to remember, when preparing food, remember that it is undesirable to fry meat, because many carnivore people who follow carnivore diet, they fry the meat on in grill or some barbecued. It is not good. Sorry, it is not good, because of formation of protein glycation products and toxic lipoproteins. It is nothing good, and these toxins enter our bloodstream from intestines and accumulate in the form of lipofuscin in the lysosomes of cells. In particular, it contributes into the development of atherosclerosis and Alzheimer's disease. So don't do it. Okay, so it's again, you can make a stew which is really good and tasty, and I eat. I never make complaints that it is not tasty, because okay, what I do, I stew meat in broth, strong broth on bones, like pure, and also the pure meat broth is itself a source of valuable protein, which is quickly digested in guts. It is possible digested in stomach. I mean, split it to amino acids and then go to guts and get to the blood. And if possible, then you better start your meal with a strong broth. It is not only necessary to pre-separate fat, but it is only necessary to separate fat from the broth before you drink it in order to reduce the calorie content. Otherwise, you will be just too much calories. And fat give you satiety, and then you will consume probably not much protein, so better to shift your diet to consume as much protein as better. Of course, animal fat is good for you, but in some maybe a little bit limited amounts. Okay, then I use this marinade in which I salt the fish. So I prepare marinades with spices, and already the marinade is fantastic and make very tasty fish. And then after I eat all fish, the salted fish, I use the marinade because it has all the electrolytes. It has potassium chloride, it has sodium chloride, it has magnesium, and it has spices. So it's really, really a good broth if you dilute it a little bit with the water, not to make it very salty. But again, what you have to remember, that if you follow the carnivore diet, it results in a low blood insulin level. And with a decrease in insulin level in comparison with this diet, mixed standard diet, if you have low insulin level, it is very good for your health. But kidney, in these conditions, kidney intensively remove water and salt from the body if your insulin level is low. So, and while on the carnivore diet, you can get thirsty, especially in hot climate. And personally, I drink about 6 liters of water a day, and to compensate for the loss of salt, I oversalt the food. I took more electrolytes than, so you know that if you eat not salted food, it is not tasty, but there is some level that you like it the most. It is the most delicious food, but you make little bit more. There is no fear about consumption too much electrolytes, because you just will drink more water and will expel it from your body. So it is not a problem. In difference from all these opinions that you have to stay away from salt, you have to reduce the amount of salt you consume. I already have some video on electrolytes. You can find it and watch it again. We need a lot of electrolytes, especially potassium chloride. It is very potassium ions, so I use potassium chloride. It is more easy, and because we need a lot of potassium to our body, and the only way to get enough of potassium, this is to salt your food with a mix of potassium and sodium chlorides. This makes perfect blend, and I use it myself. And so otherwise, if you will have not enough electrolytes, you will get muscle cramps and at night. And I used to have it when I moved to not to carnivore diet. First I was following the ketogenic diet and consumed a lot of vegetables and salads and with fat and with some other stuff, but it didn't make me anything good, because first I lost my muscle mass, because I didn't consume enough of protein, and second I got this muscle cramps. Only later on I was reading and learning, and then I got to this correct idea that I have to increase amount of potassium, especially potassium, but magnesium also. And then when I use it, when I use magnesium chloride, potassium chloride, and mix it with sodium chloride, it is perfect blend, and I have no problem with cramps, and it is much more healthy. Okay, what to do with excess fat from this broth? I cool down the broth in the refrigerator and spoon off the solid fat on the top of the spoon. I just spoon it off, and but I don't throw away the fat. Some people do so, but I accumulate it in the freezer. Then I melt the fat and give it to neighbors for the dogs, because dogs need some better food, animal origin food, and the animal fat is good. Chicken fat is not bad, not very bad. Personally, I don't fry in it, because I just not consume the fried food. But I am cheap Charlie, and I always try to save money, and to throw away valuable product for me, it is a little bit. I cannot. So what else? I make recycling this fat into soap. And before I tried to make diesel fuel from it, but it turned out that chicken meat contains too much unsaturated fats. And therefore, the esterification reaction goes very slow and not completed. So I cannot use it as fuel. But soap can be used. Soap can be made from this fat, since it reacts with unsaturated fats only, but only it takes maybe weeks. So you prepare the blend and okay, let's go a little bit in details. Maybe you will follow, maybe you will do it. Because again, if you self-made soap is better for your skin. Because again, you use not so bad source of fat. This oil is good for your skin. And in difference, if I buy even good quality soap, it is a little bit, it is not good for my skin. And I use it, for example, for shaving. And if I use my own this soap, it works so much better. So I use a soap calculator to compose the recipe. Then I pour 600 grams of fat into a plastic box and prepare a solution of caustic soda or caustic potash. It depending on whether I want to get solid or liquid soap. And I heat the fat in the micro oven up to 70 degrees of Celsius. Then I mix fat in a blender with an alkali solution, and next step I heat the blend in microwave oven again until the reaction starts, but carefully, because it may produce some foaming and all this blend will go out. So carefully, be careful, not overheat it. Next I mix it again with a blender, let it cool down slightly, and pour into plastic bottles. The mixture prepared in this way will gradually react completely. Again, it may take weeks. Some bottles stay. I made this soap, there was a lot of this fat I collected, and I made some this self-made soap. It was in bottles staying for 6 months. The longer the better, it will react completely. And again, the industrial soap, people cannot wait for so long. Okay, they produce to the foam and then they sell the soap, and it has this alkalis. So and then this alkalis will damage your skin. So again, this is why my soap, which I am not in hurry, I produce from good quality fat, and I can wait before this reaction will be completed, and then it works so much better. Okay, then I drain out the glycerin and cut the solid soap with a sharp knife into pieces of a convenient thickness. And okay, like I collect the fat and filter it a little bit. So this is some bottles. And then I produce again, I take this plastic box, 600 grams of soap, and make this sodium hydroxide and water, and I make the blend and put it to the micro oven, and with the blender I mix it carefully, and then it stays for a few weeks, and you will get such bottle that soap is below, the glycerin is up, and then you just you take out the glycerol and you cut with sharp knife. The soap is relatively soft, and then you cut and will use it to wash hands or whatever. And of course, it's from your point to save money, it is penny saving. It is making your own soap is penny saving, but as I am cheap Charlie, I cannot, just as I said, I cannot throw the fat in the garbage can, so because it is a valuable product. So either I give it to the dogs or I recycle it for the soap, and then you have to decide for yourself how to deal with excess fat. In ancient times, fat was used to illuminate houses at night. I was trying to make some oven with burning of fat. No, that doesn't work. It's too much smoke. And with advent of kerosene, people stopped doing it, and I will not fry in such fat because I just don't fry my own food, but instead this makes stew. But I just, in present conditions, maybe it is worthwhile to give the collected fat to small private cafes and restaurants. If you take into the account that vegetable oil in which food is fried in this restaurant, then chicken fat is much better. It's animal fat. It has some unsaturated fatty acid. It is not as good as the beef from cows. It is not good as tallow. but yet it is better than what they use. It is better for people, and especially small restaurants don't change oil to fry meat and donuts for long. It is getting completely saturated with these toxic products. So it is better to donate the chicken fat to these restaurants instead of giving to dogs, probably, because everybody will benefit. The restaurant will get some fat for free and good quality fat, and you will feel better because you support these small businesses, and the people will be more healthy who eat in these restaurants. Again, it is, I would not fry food, but it is just my personal opinion, because I'm crazy about rejuvenation. I'm crazy about to remove unsaturated fat from my body, and because for rejuvenation you have to replace as much as possible unsaturated fatty acids from membranes of your cells, because they accumulate in there, they get oxidized, and then they accumulate as a lipofuscin in the lysosomes, and so, and also Alzheimer can go because of this, because of this lipoproteins accumulate in the brain, and so it is so better restricted. Good quality fat is good. I mean, if you eat the tallow, perfect. But again, in older age, you need so much protein that consumption of tallow will make you fatty. Even eggs with no fat, with no added fat, even eggs have too much fat inside. Okay, it's good fat. It is good fat. Again, you cannot remove it, but you can dilute it, your eggs with something, some other source of protein. Would it be cheese, or would it? No, cheese also has a lot of fat. But okay, if you decide, and this what I said, offal is good for you, and the inner organs are good. Okay, then again, especially it may be a good idea to help people, as in Thailand many people are literally impoverished from the quarantines and restrictions imposed by the government, and as a result, in our province, people catch snails, freshwater shrimps, and frogs, and try to go fishing, and they already overfishing. There is no fish in water. They use these nets with small cells, and they take even small fish out. So it is again little bit stupid to overfish, because you are just killing your resources. But if it is again, but people just in some very hard times, and not to mention that they eat grasshoppers and termites and other insects that are lured into the light at night and collected in traps. Then they fried these insects in oil, or like you can give them this fat, and then they eat it because they need protein. They need protein. Everybody understands that, especially children, poor children. Then, if they will not consume enough of protein in animal fat, they cannot develop brain. They will be weak. And elders, if in older age you not consume enough protein, your immune system doesn't work. Okay, but meanwhile, the crisis, crisis which is deepening, and there is no end in sight. And only that I would say, the government of this military junta, we now have military junta as governing the Taiwan, this country, and they are so pleased that okay, now no tourists are coming. We cancelled this sex tourism to Thailand. They are so happy that moral of people will be better. We can stay on our own. I mean, why we need any foreigners inside? This is what they say. We don't need foreigners. Foreigners stink. This is what they say. And again, I see this official position. I feel this official position on myself. It is, again, I regret. Honestly, I regret that I moved in Thailand, and sometimes I think I made so big mistake, invested my savings in here, and okay, but what to do? Cannot change. Okay, because again, officially tourism contributed to about 20% of taxable income to the Thai economy, but beyond that, I think sex workers, these young girls, were getting just as much, or even I think more money, in the form of uncounted cash, and now all this money gone. They are gone. This money gone, and who suffers? Previously, young girls from very poor families in Isan, it is north and northeast of the Thailand, they were coming to these touristic places, Pattaya, Patong, and they were getting some money, and some of these girls getting married with foreigners. It's not bad. It's not bad that if they marry a good man, and this man will take them to a developed country, and they will learn English, and some of these girls are brilliant people, and I mean, okay, you have to be careful. Girls are girls. I mean, women are women. You understand that you cannot rely on them completely, but yet it was much better. Now it is gone. Now they want to make Thailand as 100 years ago, when pure, good morality, but people were very poor, very, very poor. I used some my girlfriends from Thailand. They were talking me about childhood, how in childhood they didn't have the protein. What they are doing, they were going to forest or somewhere and catching any insects to get the protein. It is like in North Korea. It is absolutely like in North Korea. That only good news that prices are going down. The population has much less money to spend. And it remains for population, it remains that for population to get the necessary protein, they have to consume these insects and frogs and snails. And as it was long been practiced in North Korea and Thailand itself, with this military junta becoming more and more similar, no, if not to North Korea, but then to neighboring Myanmar, Burma. And again, military junta rules in there, so maybe it is some culture effect, so maybe they prefer, but okay, I mean, local military are quite nasty. As I said, they openly say foreigners stink, we have to kick them out, and etc. But so many locals depend on touristic business, on the travels, on the restaurants, small restaurants, and now they do awful things. They do awful things, and to my surprise, the locals again behave like sheep. They they comply with all orders of the government because they have been told, okay, if you take mask and we will have less people tested positively, then we will come back to this better times, and they believe in it. They believe, okay, they like, okay, we take a mask, but next regulations are different. They increase number of tests, and tests are not perfect. They just catching any virus. If you have some flu in little bit, and even you feel well, your temperature is good, but the antibodies in your blood will show up in the test as you have infection, and then number of infected people, not deaths, but infected people, is presented as, oh, this is a huge threat to our society. We have to close the borders. We have to stop moving people from one province to another. We have to cut to close restaurants, and we have to stop cancel all these small businesses. And now next wave it is we have to vaccinate all the people, and people are like try to believe it, and they comply, and especially in Bangkok, and in many bus routes were cancelled because people stopped traveling around the country. It is maybe prohibited, or there is no job anywhere, and so they just stay in countryside and try to survive. And private restaurants periodically get closed, and it is not clear where the city dwellers, like in Bangkok, can eat. But what is developing, it is food delivery from large fast food outlets has flourished. Everywhere the advertisement, everywhere the people who deliver. So if you call telephone or make with internet application, with internet, with some programs, you can make this internet to buy internet food. and they will deliver. But what they deliver? This food is harmful to human health. So everything what is going now, it is very, very harmful to your health. Okay, you think about this. You try to grow your own food. I cannot now do it because, again, it is blocked by my relatives, unfortunately. This also was my mistake, but I try to survive. I buy what I can, more healthy food. So I'm fine. I switched to 2 meals a day. Previously I was tried to eat once a day, but again, as to grow muscles, it is better to eat 2-3 times a day. And I swim in fins for 1.5 hours or 2 hours sometimes, and quite intensive. And I ride a bicycle every day, and every other day I make additional hour trip to neighboring city to replenish the food supplies. I buy in there some, as I said, meat mostly. I don't eat, I eat only fish, meat, eggs, that's all. It's easy to prepare. Easy cooking is so much easier, so much better, okay? And I try to eat 7 soft-boiled duck eggs, but it is, again, white ducks, I already was in my previous video mentioned that it is much more healthier. Ducks, they are free range. I mean, they are don't stay in some small room, small confined space, but they eat snails, they eat insects from rice fields, and then these eggs, they are twice more expensive than chicken eggs, but they are much better quality. And I used to buy it regular every week, like every week I was buying 30 or 30 eggs or more. But now I cannot because they just disappeared. But okay, maybe I will switch to chicken eggs. Unfortunately, if I eat twice a day, I maybe stuff myself too much because not because I want to eat, but I think, oh yeah, I have to eat more protein to grow muscles, okay, fat accumulates also. Sorry. It's again, but again, muscle growth can be seen in my appearance as well in endurance and maximum power. What I'm able to develop, it is like, again, when I go bicycle, it is like I have electrical motor on bicycle. So I just work on this machine. It's so quick, and I enjoy it every time. I go a little bit better, little bit better every time. Especially now when I changed to consume more protein and eat twice a day. This increase of the power, increase of my endurance is quite visible for me. So I like it really. So again, if you will get big muscles will help you to burn fat. Muscles consume so much energy, your metabolism will increase, and then you will burn more fat. Also, use your brain because the brain burns up to 20% of all incoming energy in form of ketone body or short chain fatty acids, and it is very helpful because, again, you have this ketogenic source of energy as fat. Then you produce much less of these peroxides, and your system works better, more efficient, and so aging is at least slowed down. Or because your immune system gets enough of protein, then immune system can kill the senescent cells, and then you eventually will get younger. Of course, some supplements are necessary, some drugs are very helpful, but in combination. If you want to get younger and look good, then yeah, this is what I do. I like it, it works. So this my selfie, maybe not good quality, sorry, but at least, as I said, I see that my appearance little bit changing, and problem with the gray hair and with number of hair on my scalp, it is diminished already a long time ago, so I have to recover it. But I see some changes which I like the most because, for example, my father developed, before he died in the age of 90, he developed Alzheimer. And then his health was going down very quick. And why he developed the Alzheimer? Because that time no information was available, and he didn't know what to do. And again, the propaganda gives you the recommendation: cut protein, eat less salt, like this. And then you go to this carbohydrates, and you are getting these problems with Alzheimer and dementia. And what is interesting, 3-4 years ago, I already got some signs of dementia, of short-term. I was losing short-term memory, really. So when I was taking my glasses somewhere, and then I was not able to find it without glasses. So if I take the glasses out, then I see not so maybe well, and then I cannot find the glasses because short-term memory was reduced. Also the same with keys. Sometimes I make keys somewhere and cannot find. 3-4 years ago, when I was eating Thai food. Only now I understand that Thai food is absolutely unhealthy, And now I'm cooking for myself, and I increase these proteins, and also I use these enzymes, which in other video I will describe. And I feel much better, and all these problems with memory gone. I feel, and so I have to prove it. So maybe I will put some time, spend some time to measure my IQ, this intelligence quotient. Sorry, not quotient, intelligent quotient. So this in numbers, because in young age I was getting higher IQ than like 2 years ago. I was measuring, it was 142. But in younger age, I was measuring with some books. It was higher, and then this I consider, okay, this is because this memory loss and then neurodegenerative processes in my brain. But again, now what I already reported, that I have a very much better blood pressure, especially in diastolic phase, when heart is not relaxed, heart is relaxed. And then as a physicist and mechanics engineer, I know that to push liquid through the pipe, you need pressure in smallest, if it is small tubes, then all the pressure drop goes in small capillaries. And if the capillaries are elastic, and then cross-section is increasing also. Why it is increasing? Because they are not anymore swollen. There is no inflammation. So if with less inflammation and with this improved elasticity in the blood vessels, this blood pressure will drop. And this is what I see in sometimes when I completely relaxed and I measure blood pressure. This diastolic pressure, the low pressure, goes below 50. When I was young, it was 110 to 70. And now it is even better. Now my blood pressure is as good as for the best trained athletes. Okay, maybe athletes have pulse, have heartbeat rate, little bit less, below 30 sometimes. I have below 50. Not bad, but let's see how it will go further. But at least, as I said, I feel physically much better. And then again, okay, then this is only for information. I am not supposed to give any recommendations. Just I tell you what I experience and what my opinion, and I'm not getting any financial benefits from posting this video. As I said, I make it for myself. Because I have to structure this knowledge. I am physicist. I'm a doctor in physics and with good knowledge of chemistry. But biology is a new area for me, and I have to learn quick. So I use every tricks to accelerate this learning, and in particular teaching and making presentation is much helpful for teaching, for learning subject quick and in depth, in details. And then it helps, so I make this video again for myself. And every time when I get some progress in knowledge, I use it. I use it again for muscle growth. I started to eat more protein. Now I think I have to eat maybe more eggs because I was mentioning it already that eggs good, blah, 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 but again, eggs plus liver and plus kidney. Maybe the best combination. Maybe the best combination. Again, I'm not medical doctor. I don't give recommendations and advice. So you go to your doctor, to your physician, personal physician, and ask. And recommendations what about this professional advice will be much different from what I'm telling about. Absolutely different. Okay. But again, it is up to you what to do. It is your body, your choice. But I just astonished how the propaganda make people weak and sick, and I don't know. This is really big crisis in healthcare. It is not healthcare. It is actual care about illness to keep people sick. There is some progress and there is some increase in the longevity. Year from year, because more advanced drugs appear, and again, drugs, I'm not against drugs. I use some drugs like metformin, now not metformin, is berberine, but some drugs are okay, and I use it. I use sometimes antihistamine, I use to sleep better, and metformin also very good, and maybe some other drugs I can include to my protocol of rejuvenation. And also I would say it works. So I follow all the steps, and especially I am very happy with these enzymes, what I produce and consume every day. And it makes, I think, big change. Of course, I cannot see yet rejuvenation of the skin because it takes very long. But it will be. Just keep it going, and so I believe that this combination of different protocols will work. Eventually, people will live 120 minimum, maybe 200, maybe 500, maybe 600 years. And you know from Bible that our Bible the patriarchs and Adam and Noah, they lived longer than 900 years. Okay, this is probably the limit, not 120 as in Bible that God Almighty very angry on us because we behave not very well. Our morals and everything sucks actually. So, and then he said, okay, as a punishment of this, you will live maximum 120 years, whatever you do. But again, if you do it all, also keep your morals pure. Okay, keep your morals pure. And what is the purpose of the longevity? What is the purpose? Creative activity. If you create something, if you are interested in life, if your job has sense and you are getting fun from this is the goal, then you will have fun, and even in your professional area, or you can change the direction. Like I changed from physics and mechanics, I changed to biology, and I get quite pleasure from learning and trying to create some tasks which are really new for me, and I believe I will crack it. I have some achievements in past, and then some very complicated questions. Like I might tell you what was the for weapons I made some contribution, and really that people were for years and years tried to accomplish it and didn't manage, but I did. I demonstrated it in my experiments, and it was really good. And I remember even my doctoral thesis was very much appreciated, and people say, wow, in a long time we didn't see such brilliant results. So because I discovered new physical phenomenon, and it was fun. But you know that Moscow actually already not the same like it used to be. Good active people, good smart people already gone and to work in America, or some already died. And so no way to return to Russia, even I'm not Russian myself, so no way. And then again, unfortunately, this nostalgia is, is my problem. So because I want to return to my youth and to have the same interesting life I used to have in Moscow a long time ago, but it is impossible. It is impossible, not because I cannot get younger. I am getting young and more active, but I cannot return the history. Now we're in special times, and this special time is very deep crisis. It is, Christians consider it as end times, when people will be separated, sheep from goats, and then some good people will be selected to continue, bad people will somehow selected out, called out. How it will be done, I don't know. I don't know. It's again, it is you never can say in details about future. But this process, what is happening again, you have to it is survival. It is now the task of survival. And for this, better you grow own food, better you cook for yourself, better you think, you try to use your brain and decide what is good for you, what good is food, and the good or what is not. Because some people, again, rich people, like Bill Gates, they get into this crazy idea that vegetarian food is good for you, or we have to grow meat in laboratory, or we have to make meat from soybeans and other stuff, other sources of protein from plants. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Look, very wealthy people die, and the outlook is shit. Appearance is shit. Why? Why is they are smart in making money, but they are not smart to make their life better? Even with all money, they can hire the best specialists but again, the situation in this healthcare is such that the advice of this official healthcare professionals will not extend your life. Will not. Okay. But now I see the high activity in some groups in America. And it's very promising. It's very promising. Very soon we will get some medications and some protocols to extend our life at least to 120 years. I believe so. Or maybe in time again even more. So, okay, then thank you for watching, for your patience and support of my channel. Please comment, subscribe, put likes and ask questions and share information. Have a wonderful day. You see, I am sweating, I'm already completely wet. It is 36, 34, maybe 35, and the humidity is almost 100%, so it is hard. So this is why I drink so much water and sweating, and I sit now, I stop the fan not to make noise. And it's hard, but okay, I'm fine. Okay, have a wonderful day. Ciao, till next time.